Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives.
Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. I appreciate everybody being on the call live, and also those of you who are listening on the podcast. I invite you to participate as if you were live. We're going to be doing a 90-second meditation in just a moment, and this is an opportunity for you to just take some time, just be conscious of divine inspiration or intuition of just what's available to you. I think yesterday we talked about pondering, and this is an opportunity for you to just step outside of the busyness of your day, shut everything off, and just be open and ready to receive. Today, several things were mentioned in our little rounds of gratitude that we do at the very beginning to kind of get us warmed up about help from the Lord, nature, goals and dreams, and I just felt like that God provides, like receiving rain, those kinds of things, and I just felt like there was just kind of an overall theme of just being grateful for having access to resources beyond our control, and that we can, even like prayer is a way for us to reach out and access something that is beyond our control. And so I'm just kind of rolling that all into God provides, and we'll just see what comes. So we're just going to focus for 90 seconds on gratitude that God provides. And I'm going to set a timer, and I'm going to invite you to just write down whatever comes to you with this subject that we're focusing on today, gratitude that God provides. Begin. Okay. I'm just like laughing. I had a couple things come up. The last thing that came to me, I had to hurry and write this down because it was so funny to me. I don't know if any of you have ever had this experience, but my mom and dad, we had 7 kids in our family, and my grandparents lived in Utah, where I live now, and we lived in Georgia. And every year we would take a vacation out to Utah to visit my grandparents for 2 weeks. And it was like the highlight of my whole year. I loved coming out here to Utah. I just felt like I had so much more freedom. And my grandpa had a farm, and there was pigs and cows and apple orchard that you could just go out and pick, apples or apricots or whatever was on, when we came. And it just felt like the epitome of abundance to me as a child being here in Utah. And that is a really, to me, that's an example of God providing, like that abundance. My grandpa had like an acre that was all in garden, and we did a lot of weeding, so I did get to practice work on the farm a lot, and my brother milked the cow and stuff. But it was really awesome lessons for me. We didn't have a garden in the house that I lived in Georgia, so we've got everything from the grocery store. So this was just my introduction to God providing. And maybe I'm going to stop right there. I had some other things that I could share, but I want to hear what you guys have to share.
I was thinking of how grateful I am for the faith it takes to allow God's hands to provide. He just doesn't, send somebody to my door. Sometimes that happens, but sometimes unexpectedly somebody will, leave something at your doorstep or come to your door, and it's something that you needed. So in a way, God has provided for you. I also feel like I've had such peace at times, and which really surpasses all understanding or logic. I mean, why would I have peace in this moment of uncertainty? Mm-hmm. I know I know He'll show us ways. He shows me ways that I might provide for myself or have success in doing so. And so when I follow His lead, I trusting that brings peace, even when it doesn't look like there's any possible way for success, immediate success anyway. Go ahead.
Well, no, I love that. That peace that comes, He definitely has the ability that when we open ourselves to feeling His Spirit, I love that. I am going to go ahead and share one other thing that came to me. That was a great lead-in, Mary. I appreciate that. I have been just living my life the last few days with a blindfold on and just being open to, asking God, what's next. And this morning in my meditation, I realized that I have totally given the reins over to Him. And, I saw myself like driving a buggy, with the horses and giving Him the reins and sitting there with the blindfold on. And then I thought, no, that's not the way it works. I've totally given Him the reins to get me on the right path. And then He gives the reins back to me. And I get to open my eyes and go for a little while by myself, at the place where I've got the path, I know where I'm going. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. And I get to have the reins back. And I hadn't realized that. So it's kind of a give and take. And the thing that I laughed about was, I remember what made me think about my grandparents was I saw my mom and dad as we would be driving out here to Utah. My dad never wanted to stop except for gas. And so we had to hold our bladders until it was time, to stop for gas. But they would never even stop to trade drivers. I remember watching my mom and dad trading driver seats while they were driving. My dad would have his foot on the accelerator. My mom would come in underneath him, and he would go over the top and scoot over to the passenger side, and then she would put her foot on the accelerator, and they would just keep going. Now I think about that, and I'm like, that's crazy. That's so dangerous. But anyway, that's what I was laughing about, is giving the reins back and forth, and not in that way. Who else would like to share?
See, sometimes it does feel like you're doing it that way, and it's such a struggle. I do feel like that I'm not only wanting to to take control, and that it's hard for me to say, okay, you have perfect timing, and I get sort of upset at times, and I just, the past 2 times that I was supposed to get water, I have not been able to get water, and it was this real struggle to get it since we got the hay off of our field. It's been a real struggle, and I've texted and called, and people have ignored me, and somebody got a new number, the one person that I could usually count on, and it's been a real struggle. But since Tyree's baby came, it was perfect timing, and I would have been better if I would have, if he would have gotten the hay off of the field a little bit earlier, but it's so dry. And then just to come out this morning and just have the rain, I'm just so thankful, even though it wasn't a lot, it was just a couple sprinkles. It's just the Lord tugging on me and saying, I love you, and it's going to be okay. That even if your neighbors don't care, and don't care and don't trade the water with you, I've got you.
Well, what a beautiful year, to learn that lesson too, because we have had a lot of rain this spring. Thank you. Who else would like to share? Let's get one more.
Okay.
Get 2 more.
Okay, Michael, go.
I wrote down, after all we can do. So he's our partner. He's promised us that he would pick up after all we do.
Mm-hmm.
And so miracles happen, inspiration comes, and we have peace in our trials because God provides the answers, but he also brings peace because we don't know what the next step is.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times he leads us out halfway into the darkness, and but as we struggle and turn to him, he provides a peace and possibly many times the next step and then the next step. And we go as far as we can see, and he provides another step.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a partner with him. We have hope, and we have faith that he will provide again, that he will not leave us because that's what he promised. And he said if we do our part, he's promised that he will always do his part. So we have trust in him. And he provides the next step and the next opportunity. And if we're willing to take it, then we get through the darkness into the light.
Beautiful. And I really feel that when we do invite him to be part of our path, that even when the path is dark, that inviting him in because he is the light. So, we can actually illuminate that dark path just by turning to him. Thank you.
Michael really pretty much summed up everything that I was going to say. The only other thing that I would add is just his master plan, and I was thinking about Maslow's law of needs and how he provides the shelter and food and all of our basic needs, but then clear through all of the plan, he also provides opportunities for growth and learning and that fulfillment. But the thing that was really intriguing to me is that he really does provide everything along the way, and all things are being prepared for how the plan all comes together. And he really is in all of the details of our lives and provides everything.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate all of that. And I love that idea of, this master plan of all the needs being provided. Our food, our shelter, our clothing, all those things are provided. And then we get to use that kind of like as a springboard. Okay, what are you going to do with this? It's our responsibility to grow beyond the basic survival needs. Some people never get beyond that. And, you know, all of us on this gratitude call and anybody that's listening on this gratitude call, I know you have the ability and you have the desire to grow beyond the basic needs. And I love that we all are equal that way. We all have the same things provided. Well, thank you all, everything that has been shared. This is awesome. Let's go ahead and shift over to our permission process. I'm going to just invite everybody to go ahead and take a deep breath and just get in that space of peace that has been mentioned, that as long as we invite the light into our path, no matter what our trial or our experience is happening right now in our moment, we have the opportunity to choose peace, to choose to bring God into our experience, bring that light into the darkness so that we can feel God's peace that surpasses all understanding, as has been mentioned. The peace that just is always there if we are open to receive it. So just go ahead and take a deep breath and just breathe in that feeling of light and peace. Gratitude for Him always being there, always providing. And right now, I'm just going to invite you to go to whatever situation it is in your life where you're feeling like you really need that extra support. You need God to provide something. So I'm going to invite you to go to that space. Allow yourself to be fully in it right now, not pushing it aside or wishing it didn't exist, but just allow yourself to be there and just sitting in it. You're completely safe. It's just going into that space and just seeing what you can learn. And as you're sitting inside of that space, first of all, I'm just going to invite you to examine or just to be open to see all of the abundance and the gratitude and the peace that exists within this situation. And I promise you it's there if you're open to look for it. What is the gratitude and the peace, love that exists already right now within this situation? And just feeling that gratitude and peace that you've been able to find, but then also being open to any limiting beliefs that might be hanging on or something that's attached to these feelings of peace, something that would disturb your peace. So what is the limiting belief about this particular situation? And as you look at that limiting belief, I invite you to examine the cost of it. What is the consequence of having a limiting belief like this? If you hold on to this limiting belief, what is the likely outcome? What will the universe bring you if you continue to focus and put emotion behind this limiting belief? And as you notice the cost and the consequence of having this limiting belief, you get to choose right now. Do you want to keep that limiting belief if this is what's going to create, or do you want to change that limiting belief? And if you're willing to change, you can give yourself permission to do so by saying yes.
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 All right, and then go ahead and choose some new beliefs. I always like to do 3 new beliefs in place of 1 limiting belief. So go ahead and write down your new beliefs that will take the place of that old limiting belief and will create a different outcome. Well, and one last thing. Take a little more deep breath. And I'm going to invite you to look over that list of new beliefs. Sometimes when we write new beliefs, they are just words. And I'm inviting you to look over your new beliefs and first of all, decide right now, do these feel true and are they going to serve me? Are they going to help me create the outcome that I choose? So just look over those, just take a moment. And if there are any changes that need to be made to these limiting beliefs, these new beliefs, so you can embrace them fully, they feel true to you, go ahead and make those changes. All right, and now that those new beliefs are feeling true and right for you, I invite you to bring those into your very being. When you breathe in this time, I'm inviting you to breathe in each one of these new beliefs and just bring them in and feel as they become part of your very cells, that they become part of you, that this is who you are from this point forward. You are choosing to be this person and to step fully into these new beliefs. So just take a moment, take some deep breaths, bring those words in, and just feel them becoming part of you. And one last question. What is the one thing that you can do today? What is one most important step that you can take today that will give you evidence and that will help to integrate these new beliefs into your life right now? Using your intuition, what is the one most important thing that you can do today? What is your inspired shortcut to creating the outcome that you choose using these new beliefs? All right. Who just joined us? Maybe they're not able to get off mute. All right. Well, I am really grateful that we did this meditation today because I have had some fear around one of my daughters who I feel is kind of stepping away from our traditional family values and the home that we've provided here. And the limiting belief that came up is she's leaving and I can't stop her. And I'm really grateful that I took the time to really sit in that and find the gratitude within the current situation, and then also to be able to choose some new beliefs. So I'm just going to share with you what the new beliefs are that I created. I am creating a fun and inviting home. My girls are with me for eternity. We are family. I provide a safe haven. I choose to be proactive in all situations. And I feel like I took my power back with those new beliefs, because the old beliefs, it felt like a hopeless tragedy. And I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like God's given me the reins back, and that I can do this, I can handle this, and that I know that I'm providing a really awesome space for my family to be. We don't really have time for other people to share, so I would love to see what you learned on the Breakthrough with Gratitude page. So go there and write down your new beliefs and your experience that you've had here. We'd love to read about it. And then if you are on this call and you're feeling like you need some extra support and would maybe like a different perspective, reach out to me. AskWilene.com will take you right to my calendar, and you'll be able to schedule a 15-minute call with me, and I would love to have that conversation with you. So thank you all for being on our call today. We look forward to tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and hope you have a wonderful, awesome day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening, and I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. We'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.